mute everyone. The clock's going to go off any moment. We're going to actually start standing. Okay, you guys are muted. So good morning. Welcome to ABC Yoga. I'm Amy, my handsome partner in the back, Bill, and we may see an occasional cat. So we're going to start in a standing position just to rinse the sleep out of our bodies this morning. So feet hips distance apart, and we're just going to twist side to side, hitting the back of our kidneys with our hands. Navel is engaged in and up towards our spine. There's the grandfather clock. Twisting for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Finish that side. Open up the palms, close your eyes, and with that just initial easy movement, you can already feel that prana, that life force begin to surge through the body. So sip in one more inhale. Exhale it out. Flutter your eyelids open, and we're going to go to the floor into child's pose. So as you go into child's pose, I'm going to read the poem from yesterday morning, Mary Oliver's poem on spring. And what that poem, if I can find it, and what that poem is about is really about coming out of hibernation. And the bear represents us coming out of hibernation with spring, and also hibernation of coming out of the pandemic, and how we see the world with new eyes coming out of the darkness into the light. So we're going to work on coming out of hibernation this morning, coming into the world with new eyes, with new vision. So let's just sip in the breath here, side out, full breath in, mouth open, exhale, 2 more like that. With the inhalation, feel everything expand, the side ribs lift, the belly expanding. On the exhalation, everything softens, lets go, releases. Let's take one more full breath in. Last sigh. And then just take these next few minutes just to feel the earth below you. Feel that support beneath you. Feel that groundedness below you. So everything in contact with the floor, just let go. Release. Let's take one more full in breath. Let it go. We'll transition onto our hands and knees. We'll tap the tops of our feet awake, pressing the shins into the earth. Move your hips side to side. And then we'll just shift our weight forward, open up those wrists, and shift it back. Just moving the body slowly this morning, opening up the wrists. And now we're going to make little circles with our wrists. So just finding movement in the body. And then let's change direction. So not big circles, but playing that edge on our wrists, maybe our hips. And then we'll pause into neutral position and our standard cat-cow. So we'll exhale the air out, tuck the tail under, let that head be nice and loose, fingers spread wide. Inhale, lift the heart, eyes high, shins rooted. Exhale, pull that navel in, drop the head, press the palms and shins into the earth. Sip in that breath, open up the collarbones. Beautiful. Just move with that breath, finding that Inhalation and exhalation of equal length. Let's take 3 more. Breath in. Exhale, pull that navel in. Last inhale here. Exhale the air completely. Come back to neutral. Toes tuck under. Lift those sits bones. And let's just find our first downward dog, pedaling out the feet. Opening up those calves, opening up the arches of our feet. And on the next breath, take a deep bend in that left knee. Coming just onto the ball of the foot, open up that arch as high as you can. Right heel is drawing to the floor. Straighten through those elbows. Then a deep bend in the right knee. Left heel to the floor. So you're on the ball of the 5 toes on the right foot. Can you open up that arch a little higher? Keep that right foot where it is. We'll open up the left arch. The knees are then going to slowly descend towards the floor so the shins are almost parallel to the mat. Then open up the backs of the legs, lift those sits bones, and then draw the heels to the floor. We'll do that again. Arches open, we hover those knees. So shins are parallel, arms are straight. Then we lift those sits bones and draw the heels to the floor. Shake out that head. 2 more like that. As high as you can on the balls of the feet. Hover those shins. Now engage that core. Navel in and up towards the spine. We lengthen everything. Sits bones high. Then drop the heels down. Beautiful. Last time. Arches open. Knees hover. Begin to lengthen, expand. Beautiful. Heels draw down. And then keep your feet where they are. Let's walk our hands back towards our toes. I'm going to widen my stance is the width of my mat, slight bend in my knees, and we'll just hinge from our hips. Find opposite elbows. And again, see if you can sway forwards and backwards. Just play that edge. If it's easier for you to keep your eyes open for your balance, just open up those eyes. Toes are spread wide. So maybe you can lift those heels 1/4 of an inch off the floor. Lift those toes high. And then we'll release the hands. Left hand about 1 foot in front of you. Slight bend in that left knee. Reach that right hand high. Look up towards the sky. Maybe drop that right hand a little deeper. And then we'll lower that right hand. Right knee bends. Replace it where the left hand is. And then inhale that left hand high. Sip in that breath. And we'll release that hand down. Again, inhale that right hand up towards the sky. Spread the fingers. Deepen that bend in the left knee. Exhale, lower that right hand down. Deepen in that right knee. Last time, inhale. Sip in that breath. Feel that twist in the lower spine. And we'll lower that left hand down. Interlace the fingers like you making a hand hammock. We're just take it on the back of our head. Give a little traction to the head and neck. Spinning it side to side. Couple more breaths here. A couple more people have joined. Good morning, Preston, Becky, Kristen, Nikki. Have a nice crowd this morning. We'll release the hands and walk your hands forward. We'll find that downward dog 1 more time. And we'll inhale the high plank. Shoulders over the wrist creases. Lift the right foot toes a couple of inches off the mat. And we'll lower the toes back to the earth. Now left toes off and just a couple inches off the floor. Beautiful. Lower it down. Now we'll take the right hand a couple of inches off the mat. Breathing. And now the left hand. So 1 more time on all of our arms and legs. So the toes lift just a couple inches, right toes. Beautiful. Now the left toes. Right hand lifts a couple inches. Beautiful. Last hand, left hand, lift it. Beautiful. We'll drop the knees to the earth. Untuck the toes. Use your body weight to come all the way down to the mat. Hug those elbows in. And we'll find our way into Sphinx pose. So come onto those forearms. Shoulders directly over your elbows. Tops of the feet root. Chin towards your chest. And just draw your chin towards that right shoulder. And then take it back towards center. And we take the chin towards the left shoulder. And one more time. Pass the chin through center towards the right shoulder. Can you press the tops of the feet to the mat, opening them up? We pass the chin back through center to that left shoulder. Back to neutral. Release the chest all the way to the floor, hands in line with your chest. So tuck those toes under. We press through high plank. Beautiful downward dog on the exhalation. Right leg lifts. We bend the knee and stack the hip. So find those wide hip circles, opening up that joint, rinsing that hip joint clean by finding some wide circles in one direction. Beautiful, and we'll change direction. And then straighten that right leg behind you. We'll draw the knee to the nose, maybe kiss that knee, round that back body, then press the heel towards the back of your space. 3 more like that. Inhale, we squeeze. Exhale, we press that heel away. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, we press. Last one, knee to nose. Exhale, press. Then step that right foot forward, left knee to the earth. Untuck the toes and just melt into the hips. Then our hands on that right thigh. Eyes are soft, breath is steady. Then inhale the arms up high. Open up that heart. Let's cactus our hands here. 2 more breaths. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. We'll release our hands to the floor. Left toes tuck under. Step that right leg back. Hold high plank for a moment to low plank. The cobra or upward dog. Beautiful downward dog. Exhale. Left leg lifts. We bend the knee, stack that left hip on top of the right. So opening up those hips with big wide knee circles. Hands are rooted, breath is steady. And let's please change direction. And then we lengthen that left leg behind you. Inhale, draw the knee to the nose, round that back body. Press the palms into the earth, engage the core. Then press the heel towards the back of your space. Inhale, squeeze the knee in. Exhale, we lengthen. 2 more, we're breathing, inhale. Exhale, extend. Last one, knee to nose. We press it out. And step that leg forward. Low lunge, right knee to the earth. Untuck the toes, melt into the hips. Then we'll take the hands on that left thigh. So eye gaze is straight in front of you. Navel is engaged. Then option to lift the hands. And let's cactus our hands out to the sides. Open up that heart. Maybe shift your eyes up towards the sky. Our throat is soft, our breath is steady. We take another inhalation. On an exhale, release the hands down. Beautiful. Right toes tuck under, left leg back. Pause in high plank for a moment to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful downward dog. Exhale. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Soften those knees. Let's take another full inhale. We exhale the air completely, bend the knees, walk or hop to the top of the mat, halfway lift, fold forward, inhale, rise. Beginning to move a little faster, hands to heart center as we fold forward. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Let's lift that right leg high. We find our warrior one. Use that inhalation to rise. And then release the hands to the floor. Cycle through your vinyasa, or you can just meet us in downward dog. Find that inhalation, cobra or up dog. Downward dog on the exhalation. Left leg lifts. Take your time, find warrior one. Inhale, rise. And then our vinyasa. Left leg back, high to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Straightening through those arms, drawing that energy up through the arms, past the elbows, out through the sits bones. Same thing from the heels through the back of the legs, out through the sits bones. Let's take another inhale. Exhale the air completely. We bend the knees, walk, jump, or hop to the top. Halfway lift, fold forward on the exhale. Then we ride that breath all the way up to standing. And hands to heart center, forward fold. Take your time, move with your breath. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low. The cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Right leg lifts. We find that warrior one. Inhale and rise. And hands to the floor, vinyasa. High to low plank. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog, exhale. Last side, left leg lifts. Warrior one. Foundation of the feet, the breath allows us to rise. Then we cycle through our vinyasa. Take your time. One movement per breath. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Soften those knees slightly. Press your chest closer to the thighs. Then activate those heels to the floor. Shake out any tension in the head or neck. Let's lift that right leg high again. We find warrior two. Arms swing up and around. So drop into those hips. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Bend into that right thigh. So lines of energy out through the fingertips. Notice if you're leaning forward, you want that straight spine. So we're going to draw that left hand to the right. And then we're going to find that arrow. We're going to draw that left hand back, shoot the arrow, and then find your way back into warrior two again. We'll do that 4 more times. So inhale, left hand to right, pull that elbow back, shoot that arrow, open and soften, go a little deeper. Left hand to right, cock that arrow, shoot it, and open up. 2 more. Left hand to right, draw that elbow back, you shoot that arrow, and open. Go a little deeper with those hips. Last time on this side, left hand to right. Draw that elbow back, shoot that arrow, open into warrior two, drop a little deeper with those hips, and let's cycle through our vinyasa. Right leg back, high to low plank, cobra or upward dog, downward dog, exhale. Just going to turn around here so you don't see my back body. Other side, left leg lifts. We find warrior two. Firm foundation with the feet, arms up and around. So let's first drop into our hips. Track that left knee over the left ankle. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Engage that core. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Slow down the breath. And let's begin. So right hand comes to the left. So you're gazing over that left knee now. We cock our arrow, shoot it, and then open up. We're breathing, right hand to left. Draw that elbow back, shoot your arrow, open, drop those hips a little deeper. 3 more. Right hand to left, elbow back, shoot your arrow, and open. Last 2. We're breathing, we shoot, and open, drop 1 last time. So right hand to the left, elbow comes back, we shoot the arrow, open up, and cycle through your vinyasa, hands to the floor. Beautiful, left leg back, high to low plank, cobra or upward dog, downward dog, exhale. Eyes towards the back of the mat, shake out that head. Steady breathing. 2 more breaths here. Last full inhalation. Complete that exhalation. Let's walk our toes into a center line. Right leg lifts. And take that right knee outside the right elbow and just take the knee to the left elbow and kick the heel behind you. 3 more like that. Inhale, right knee to right elbow. You tick-tock it to the left elbow and press it out. Last 2, elbow to knee. Take it to the left and press it back. Last time, take that knee to the right elbow, cross it, press it back, and just lower that right leg down. Downward dog, shake out that head, and we'll take the other side. Left leg lifts. Take that left knee outside the elbow. You take it across the body to the right elbow, and then press that leg back. Chest closer to the thigh. We breathe in. Elbow and knee towards one another. Cross the body and press it back. 2 more. We're breathing. Play your edge. Press it back. Last one. Elbow and knee towards one another. Take that knee across the body. Press to that heel. Lower that leg down. And we'll cycle through a vinyasa. Inhale to high plank to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Exhale. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. So let's just walk our hands and feet towards the center of your mat. And then slowly unwind the spine. So knees are bent, head is the last thing to come up. So just stacking vertebra on top of vertebra. So you come all the way to standing. Let's just open up those shoulders, a couple of rolls here. Beautiful, and we'll change direction. Nice, and then split your feet. We'll open our legs into goddess pose. We're going to drop into our hips. And again, we're going to find that hand hammock. Fingers interlace. Take the hands behind the head. Drop a little deeper into those hips. And we're going to take the right elbow towards the knee. Inhale back to center. Change side, left elbow to left knee. Up to center. Then we're just going to twist to the right. Center, left, center. Repeat. Right elbow, right knee. Up. We're breathing. Left elbow, left knee. We just twist to the right. Back through center to the left. We'll do 3 more sets like that. So maybe the elbow and knee connect. Maybe they don't. We're just opening up those side bodies, finding that twist in the lower spine. We twist to the left. Last 2 sets. Right elbow, right knee. Left elbow, left knee. Twist to the right. Come back through neutral. To the left. Last set. Right elbow, right knee. Left elbow, left knee. Let's twist to the right. to the left. Release your hands. Let's just straighten those legs for a moment. We're gonna go back into goddess pose. So the knees are tracking right over the ankles. Hands this time on your thighs. So let's draw that right shoulder to the left knee. Back to center. Stay on this side. Find that beautiful stretch. Back to neutral. Last 3. Tall spine, maybe sit a little deeper. Last 2 on this side. Beautiful. Last one, feel that twist. Back to neutral. Left side. Left shoulder towards the right knee. Find that tall spine, engage that core. We twist. Back to center. 3 more. We're breathing. Feeling that support of our feet beneath you. We find that twist for 2. Beautiful. Last one, feel that twist. Come back to neutral. Drop those hips a little deeper. So one more set of exercise on this side. We crisscross our hearts. We're gonna move through space. So right shoulder towards our right knee. Our chest is parallel, feeling those sensations in the thighs. We inhale, come all the way up to center. Let's change direction. Left shoulder, left knee. Chest is parallel. Right shoulder to right knee. Back to neutral. Option to close your eyes, just moving through space. So right shoulder towards the knee. Just feel what it feels like to take your eyes out of the equation. We come back through center. And last side, left shoulder towards the knee, move through space. Beautiful, come back to center, beautiful. My legs are shaking. Release your hands, release that energy. Straighten those legs. Just walk back to center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Pause and breathe. Thinking about that bear coming out of hibernation, us coming out of hibernation, out of the dark into the light, and just recognizing that what's happening outside, the blossoms, all of the spring is happening to us energetically as well. So how are we going to cultivate these next several months? How will we integrate that into the world, into our life? So flutter your eyelids open. Let's find our chair pose. Fingers brush towards the floor. We lift our hearts. And let's take that right elbow underneath the left. Wrap those arms. Weight into that left foot. Use your core to lift that right thigh up and over. And stacking all of those major bones. So elbows over the knees. Most of us need to move those knees a little more to the right. So let's lift those elbows. Feel the stretch in the back body. So imagine that where your shoulder blades are connecting, that is the back door of your heart. So see if you can concentrate breathing there. Our lower body is going to stay exactly where it is. We're just going to hover those elbows towards our knees. And then we're gonna lift. 4 more like that. Take your time, move with your breath. Maybe the elbows and knees connect. Use that inhale to lift, straight spine. Taking your time, squeezing those thighs together. Inhale, lift. If you fall out, just come right back. Last 2. We're breathing and we're lifting. Gorgeous, last one. Let's see if they can connect. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. We lift and release. Big breath in. Draw all of that energy together. We pull it to our heart center. Tadasana, mountain pose. Open up the collarbones. Other side. Fingers towards the floor. Coming all the way up. So our left elbow underneath our right. Weight into that right foot. Lift that left thigh up, over, maybe find that bind. Now my knees are tracking to the right side of my mat. So we're just going to draw energetically those knees back to the center, elbows over the knees. We sit tall. Can you lift those elbows a little higher, feeling that back door of your heart where those shoulder blades connect? You're feeling that beautiful stretch. So you can stay here for the balance, or let's draw those elbows towards the knee. Take your time. There's no rush. And we inhale and lift. 4 more. We're breathing. Maybe they connect. Inhale, rise. Sit tall. 3 more. Just notice what happens with your balance. We're just opening up the body. It's okay to fall out of the posture. You're playing that edge. Beautiful. This last one we're going to hold. Elbows towards your knees. Maybe they connect. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. We lift and release. Full breath in. Samastitihi, hands to heart center. Pause and breathe. Slow everything down. Just letting the first half of class settle into the body. Maybe swallow a few times. Taking that quick body scan. Just flutter our eyelids open. Vinyasa, inhale. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High plank to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Right leg lifts. Let's find that low lunge again. Left knee to the earth. We untuck the toes, melt into those hips, lift the heart. Now draw your hips back and flex those right toes. So you can stay supported on your finger pads. Bill's taking that left hand outside his right foot. Maybe encourage those toes back towards your forehead. Trying to track those hips over the knees. So maybe you need to press that right foot a little further in front of you. So we'll take a deep bend in that right knee again. Upward dog in the chest. Then draw those hips back. Flex those right toes. Moving with our breath. Find a deep bend in that right knee. Heart lifts. Hips pull back. Lengthen over that right thigh. Last time, we find that deep bend in the right knee. Stay here in this hurdle stretch or Hanumanasana, our version of the right leg split. So right leg in front of you. Great time to use a brick to give yourself a little support. 3 to 5 breaths here, so just settle in. Energetically, that right hip is coming back. Last 2 breaths. Use that breath, send it to the areas of tightness or back up a little bit. Allow the body to soften so it can come a little deeper into the posture. Last inhale. Settle in. We tuck the left toes under. In 1 breath, we lift that right leg high, shake it out, and just lower that right leg down to the floor. Downward dog. So in between sides, just keep the hands where they are. Let's walk our feet about a foot closer, and we'll just crisscross that left hand towards the right ankle, maybe the right heel. You're rooting that right hand into the floor. Shake out that head. And release that left hand down. We'll take the right hand outside the left ankle, maybe the left heel. You can gaze under that left shoulder. Soften those knees as much as you need to. Enjoying that breath. Release that right hand. Keep your hands where they are. Just walk those feet back, finding your downward dog. Shake out that head. Now we inhale that left leg high and find that low lunge. Right knee to the earth. Untuck the toes. Melt into those hips. Lifting that heart. Spread those left toes wide. Now we draw the hips back. Flex those left toes. So trying to track those hips over the knees. Try not to lean too far back. You're lengthening that navel over the left thigh. Flex those left toes a little deeper. Where do you feel the stretch in the body? Maybe the calf. So deep bend in that left knee again. Lift the heart. Finding that connection of the right shin and the top of the right foot to the earth. Now draw your hips back. Flex those toes again. Option to stay supported on your finger pads or feel that stretch with the right hand on the outer edge of the left foot. So we're going to find a deep bend one more time in that left knee. We'll pull the hips back, flex the toes. Always an option to linger any places where the body's asking to stay a little longer. Otherwise, we find a deep bend in that left knee and work our way into Hanumanasana, left leg split. So walk those toes to your edge. Use that brick to support. So I'm energetically drawing that left hip back, trying to find that scissor action in the hips. Soften your shoulders. Steady breathing. Maybe you can take your arms up towards the sky. On these deep stretches, less is more. So just honor where your body is. It's opening at the time that it needs to open. We take one more inhale. Exhale it completely. Right toes tuck under now. And in one breath, we lift that left leg high. Shake out that leg. Lower it down to the floor. And let's cycle through a vinyasa. Inhale to high plank, to low, cobra or upward dog, downward dog, exhale. Keep the hands where they are. We're gonna walk those feet a little closer again. We've not done this for a couple months, but we're gonna find our feet into first position. So heels connect, our feet are out in about a 45-degree angle, and our hands are in downward dog. So we're gonna lift that right leg high, you can bend the knee, stack the hip, stay right here on the balance. We're gonna take that left hand, reach it around, maybe find the top of the right foot or the ankle. Find that breath. 3 more breaths here, finding your balance, do what you can. And then we'll slowly release, left hand down, right heel connects to the left heel. Just in this position, it's a great shoulder strengthener. Stay here, or we lift the left leg, bend the knee. So we're in that tripod position, or you come on the finger pads of the right hand and maybe find that balance. Take that right hand to the top of the left foot or the ankle heel. Few breaths here. Last 3, 2, on 1, release. Heel to heel. And let's take a child's pose. Well deserved. Knees down, toes untucked, hips towards our heels. Stretch those arms out in front of you. Melt that heart to the floor. You can take the forehead down, or a deeper version of Anahata is taking the heart to the floor, opening up the throat. Sip in the breath. Let everything go. Swallow a few times. Relax your face. Let's take one more breath here. Complete that exhalation. We're going to transfer to dolphin. So finding our forearms to the floor, elbows distance apart. We tuck our toes under, lift those sits bones. Options with the hands, either forearms rooted or interlacing those fingers, finding that hand hammock. We walk our toes towards our elbows, play that edge, and just stay here for a breath or two. Heels are drawing towards the floor. Forearms are rooted. You're opening up those shoulders, building shoulder strength. Stay right here, or maybe lift the right leg up towards the sky. Those that want to take some little hops, working on the balance. Maybe lower that right leg down. And maybe extend that left leg high. Play that edge. Your chest is pressing towards the right thigh, rooting through the forearms. Maybe find some little hops. We lower that left leg down. Keep the arms where they are. If those elbows splayed out, you want to track them underneath the shoulders. Then we just walk those legs back. We're going to hold this forearm plank for just a few moments here. Looking straight ahead, lifting that back body. Let's lift our back body an inch or two. Engage all those muscles. Steady breathing, relax your face. We take one more breath in, and we'll take one more dolphin. So walk those toes towards your elbows. Child's pose is always an option. So again, stay right here, or maybe lift the right leg, finding some little hops, working on your balance. You can lower that right leg down, left leg lifts, little hops. And left leg down. Stay here, or let's walk those feet back. One more forearm plank. Watch those elbows, keep the posture safe. Now again, let's lift our back body an inch or two. Hug those muscles to the bones. If your balance is unsteady, take a wider stance with your toes. Last 3, 2, on 1, lower all the way down. Nice work, release those hands. Let's take the left ear to the mat. Big breath in, just sigh it out. Ah. Inhale. Ah. One more full breath in. Let it go. And we'll take the right ear to the floor. Eyes are softer closed. Slow down the breath. Take another inhale. Let it go. And you'll bring your head back to neutral. Let's just windshield wiper our feet, warming up that lower back a little more. And then we'll pause into our floor bow. So we're going to do our regular floor bow once, and then we're going to do the moving floor bow where we come side to side. So you bend those elbows, reach around for your ankles, hug those knees back towards one another, squeeze all of the air out of the body. Maybe the shoulders can connect with the floor. So we'll ride that breath. Inhale, opening up 30%, toes are lifted, thighs off the mat. We squeeze a little air out, then sip in that next breath. Finding a deeper opening, let a little air out, and then the full expression of the posture. Thighs are lifted, eyes straight ahead, maybe up towards the sky. Maybe roll the weight more into the front of the chest, the body. Feel that opening, lift everything, then let it go. Release the legs. You can windshield wiper those feet side to side. Then just allow the legs to come to the mat. Soften the body, let everything release. Left ear to the floor. Pause and breathe. And last time, we're going to do that moving floor bow. So knees bend, you find the ankles, walk those knees together. We squeeze all of the air out, chest and thighs on the floor. Then inhale, lift those thighs, toes up and towards the back of the space. So we're going to come onto that right side. Gaze up towards the sky. We'll find our way back through center. Lift everything, and we'll take the floor bow to the other direction. So rolling on the left side of the body, Maybe gaze up towards the sky or straight in front of you. Then we come back to center. Last time, let's lift everything. Full expression. Let it go. Release the legs. Right ear to the floor. Again, just windshield wiper those feet side to side. And let the legs fall to the mat. We'll take our hands in line with our chest. Press the earth away. We'll cross our ankles. Let's roll onto our back body. Give yourself your first hug this morning. Wrapping the arms around, finding opposite elbows, wrists. Now draw your shoulders away from your ears. Soften through the face. The skin on the forehead relaxes. Use the tongue, cleaning the inside and outside of the teeth. We'll cactus our hands out to the side. So drop the knees to the right. We take those knees back to center. Take them in the opposite direction. And back to center. So now we'll find our eagle legs. So right thigh over left, right elbow under left. So transitioning our eagle from the ground to the floor, from standing to the floor. So squeeze those elbows in and we open. We're breathing and squeezing, opening and extending. 3 more. Release. Last 2, maybe they connect. We open. And last one, elbows towards your knees. We hold 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Let's release, hug those knees in. Big breath in. Gentle side out. Ah. We'll come to the other side. So left thigh on top of right. Maybe you can connect behind the shin. Left elbow under right. Start by squeezing elbows and knees towards one another. Then we open everything up. In breath, we squeeze. Exhale, we extend. We're breathing and lengthening. We're squeezing and softening. Let's just take last 3, 2, and this one will hold. Elbows towards your knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Release. Hands behind your knees. Let's rock the spine. 3 or 4 rocks into our downward dog. You can cycle through your vinyasa. Right leg lifts and step the right foot outside the right hand. Straightening through that left leg. Then we lower the knee down, untuck the toes. An option to come onto your forearms or use that brick. Settle into those hips. Then we find that blade edge of the right foot. Allow that right knee to open to gravity. So especially on this posture, we have so many options. So encouraging that right hand and the inside of the knee. Maybe that left hand comes towards your right foot, or we go a little deeper, bend that left knee. Right hand reaches behind, top of the foot, you draw that heel in, spin your chest up towards the sky. Feeling that great quadricep stretch on the left foot. 2 more breaths here. Last full inhale. So releasing that foot if you took that bind, and we'll walk that right foot across the mat, finding our pigeon. Woo! Left leg extends. Let's lift our hearts and then walk your hands forward. So if you're not feeling anything in this posture, we just take that right shin more parallel to the top of the mat. Just take your time, honor your knees. The counter pose for this posture, if you have knee issues, is just going on your back body into figure 4. So play your edge, maybe going a little deeper or softening the forehead on your hands. But with this move, the shoulders tend to reach up towards the ears, so draw them away from your ears. Slow down the breath. Watch the body being breathed. Two more breaths. We'll take another inhale. Complete that exhale. So lift your heart and we'll just find fire log. So that left leg comes up, crossing that left ankle on the right thigh. Sits bones lift. Hands can reach out, supporting you. And maybe take that left hand up and over, feeling that stretch. Then that left hand comes on the same side of your right as your right hand, feeling that stretch in the left hip. And we're just going to walk our hands through center. Left hand is stable. We'll take that right hand up and over, feel that stretch. And then we'll lower that left hand down. So you're twisting over that left thigh. And we'll come back to center. Can cross your ankles, cycle through a vinyasa, or just meet us in downward dog. Other side, we lift that left leg high. Take that left foot outside the left hand. It's on a 45-degree angle. Then melt through the hips, press through that right heel. Then we drop the knee, untuck the toes. You stay supported. Or play your edge. Come to your forearms, use a brick. And then maybe find that knife's edge of the left foot. You can use the left hand on the inside of the left knee. You're exploring a quadricep stretch. You bend that you bend the right heel in towards the back body. And spin your chest up towards the sky. Relax your jaw. Take another inhale. Let it go. If you took the bend, release that right leg. And we'll come back to our hands. Walk that left foot across the mat, finding Rajakapotasana. Pigeon on the other side, right leg extends. Our heart is lifted. Shoulders pull away. Then walking your hands forward. Maybe settling your forehead on the tops of the hands. Notice what's going on with your shoulders, your forearms. If you're using too much pressure, allow those hips to open. Close that right hip towards the floor. Notice what's happening on the outer left hip. Relax your face. Follow that breath. Trace it in and out through the nose. One more inhale. Finish that exhale. We lift our hearts. Weight into that left hip. We take that right ankle up over that left knee. Stack those shins. So maybe you need to walk that left foot out a little further. So sits bones are rooted. Depending upon the opening of your hip, this knee may be very high. So hand support here. You can extend that right hand up and over. And we'll take that right hand to the floor, twisting towards the left side of the body. Soften those shoulders. And let's just walk our hands back through center. Both hands on the right side. Sits bones are rooted. Now we'll lift that left hand. Can elevate that right hand. We'll take that hand to the floor and we'll just walk it across. And we'll come back to neutral. Extend those legs out in front of you. Find those sits bones, reach the arms forward, and let's just slowly take your time. Coming all the way down to the floor. Open up those palms. Squeeze everything for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and let it go on 1. Finding that next full incoming breath. And let it go. And we'll stretch our arms up over our head, out through the toes, and then hug everything in. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then we'll transfer our knees to the sides of the mat. Pause here for a breath or two. And inviting you to stay there or to find a comfortable seated position. You can bring your hands to your heart center, bowing your forehead to the tips of your fingers. And just remembering that bear coming out of hibernation is us. We're leaving the darkness of winter, coming into the light and energy of spring. And we're leaving the darkness of the pandemic, coming into the lightness. To the light. And what are we going to do? How do we seal the world different with this new vision, this new opportunity, this new energy? So let's seal class in with a beautiful Om. Please sip in the breath. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you for a beautiful class. Welcome to spring. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the music, Bill. We do not have class on Thursday. We will teach on Friday for those that can join us.